everybody, and welcome to Blood and Popcorn. It's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. Denise, welcome to Blood and Popcorn. I'm TJ Rotell, your host, and with me, as always, the lovely, the talented, the Demogorgon, Denise Pantoja. Not with us tonight is the odd movie master, Glenn Akers. He's doing big things in Hollywood, so he's not with us this evening, but we are sad to not have him here. But I know he's not terribly sad because he clearly hates Wes Craven because he hates Scream. But anyway, that's besides the point. That is what we are talking about tonight. That was Denise's pick. It's been a while since we've been on. It's been a hot minute. Some stuff been going on, but we are back, baby, and happy to be here. Denise, how are you? How have you been?
Sorry, got to make sure that we don't blow people out. So I got to toggle that mute button. I am well, thank you, and thank you everybody for being here. Yes, when I chose Scream back in 1996, no, it's been a little while. It's
been 84 years.
It was a little topical because Scream came out recently. You know, that whole not wanting to add a number thing at this point. What is that? 6? We're at six now, right?
Yeah, we're on 6. We just did 6.
So I said, why not bring it back to the original? Let's bring it back OG. Let's talk about how Scream changed the game.
Yeah, it
so
did.
Here we are. Oh, before I forget.
What? Oh, yes. Unofficial sponsorship of Dr. Pepper.
Listen, anytime you want to call sponsor. 23 flavors.
Well, everybody, let's get things started here because it is time. The show has begun. No more dilly-dallying. It's time to start stabbing teens in 1996 Woodsboro, California. D, so obviously, you know, did you see this movie in theaters when it came out? I did. I was a freshman when this came out, and I saw this in theaters, and I was like fucking, because I'm a huge Wes Craven fan. Like Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger, I'm like big. That's like my favorite of the Trinity of Jason, Michael, and Freddy. Freddy's my guy. I play Freddy in Dead by Daylight, and
you play him very well too.
I do okay, but that's besides the point. But I love Wes Craven. He's one of my favorite horror contributors, directors, would be it. But when I saw Scream, it felt like I had been like pulled back in time, but in all the right ways.
I think it was a bit of a gut punch because it wasn't what we were used to seeing.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can't recall. I don't think I saw it in the theaters. I don't remember the first time I saw it, but I do remember. I mean, first off, what a huge deal it was to have the movie start off with Drew Barrymore. Huge star.
Let me put it in the spoiler alert, everybody. If you haven't seen the movie Scream from 1996, you know,
or stay and get it spoiled.
You're about to find out what happened. The big surprise comes in the front.
You're how many years? 96. What is that? Almost 30 years too late.
It's been 30 years. All right.
Oh my God. No. Yikes. Yes. So they did something for a few different reasons. Like I believe Drew Barrymore read for Sydney and some scheduling, or not read, she probably didn't read, but she was going to be Sydney, but some scheduling issues prevented her from being in it, but she still wanted to be in the movie. But you have this huge movie star, this huge actor, this huge name on the poster. And within 12 minutes, she is dripping out her insides. Like she's hanging. I mean, it was such a bold choice to do that.
Well, we hadn't seen like on camera violence to that extent in a minute.
It had been a while.
That was like really, really heavy. I remember seeing like that was like one of those images similar to the image that's been turned into a meme from Sleepaway Camp with the girl where she's like that, like fucking like weird crazy face she does at the end. Like that image of Drew Barrymore hanging in the tree with her entrails spilling out, covered in blood and looking like a porcelain doll, like all the life drained from her face and like the sweat and the fear, like it was just perfectly captured, you know, in this very vivid, visceral image. And man, that yeah, I was shook, bro. Real
Oh
talk,
my God. It
real
slapped you
talk.
in the face and it woke you up.
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
wasn't the only time the movie did that. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't, I don't want to get to the end yet. I mean, I
Okay.
know we're spoilers, but so we have this like young, this ingenue. She was known from Party of Five, really sweet character. And what I find amazing, like even now, Glenn intended on being here, but then he said, I can't because I hate Wes Craven so much. But he talked,
He's never gonna watch this, but I hope he does
he,
because I think it would be so funny
I wish he was
because
here right now.
he if he was in chat, he'd be defending himself right now.
He'd be
He'd be like,
so
"Fuck
angry.
you
Yeah.
guys."
He'd be like, fuck you. I don't hate Wes Craven. But he did speak of hating the characters very recently. And I don't know. I mean, I think he hated them way back then too when he first saw it. But I mean, listen, it's not like all of them are like super great and you're like rooting for all of them to survive. But I loved Sydney. I thought she was great, character and actor. And it was just like a really interesting, I mean, I feel like, was that one of the first, if not the first movie to be so meta, right? Like it was very, very self aware and like self referential.
It was. I thought that like the portrayal of the teens, I thought was uh, as good, if not better, than every other slasher movie that's come before it. Like it's the kind of movie where you're 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 dealing with adults playing kids because no one looked like that in high school. I went to high school and no one looked like Matthew Lillard. Um, but you're they felt authentic to me, at least. They felt authentic enough to be like, all right, like these performances are good enough. And I think Glenn said too, he'd mentioned that, like, I guess that's a compliment to the actors that they're so unlikable, you know. But they felt like, I felt like I knew those people in high school. Like I felt like that probably would have been my friend group, and I think that's how probably everybody feels because that's how well the script was written, and how much thought and effort went into building that ensemble cast.
Yeah. It was definitely believable to me. I felt, I didn't feel too pulled out of it. With any of the performances, and it didn't feel, I think what was interesting about this is after the 80s and then the 90s being much more melodramatic in a way, this one felt like, it felt like a drama with horror elements. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was. It was. It. I'm not big on thrillers. Like I like my horror. I like my horror. You know what I mean? But this definitely had a bit more like psychological thriller in it. But again, to get someone like me to like buy into that and fall in love with the franchise, again, that's a big deal for me. It's just such a well crafted mystery that has these really violent horror tones to it, all sewn up by a magnificent score. It's one of my, like, I own the Scream soundtracks. Like I'm a huge fan of the music that went into this movie. And that it just all pulls it together. It's a master class in the genre, in my humble opinion.
It's become so iconic. I mean, the phone, the phone ring,
Mm-hmm.
the ringing of the phone is, it's 150% recognizable. It 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 it's not a visceral reaction, but you feel it, right? You know
Mm-hmm.
where we're going with it.
Yeah.
And then, like, not only has it spawned its own franchise, it spawned a spoof franchise with
Yeah.
almost as many movies.
Man, you know your fucking movie's good when it spawns an entirely other franchise making fun of your franchise.
And
Ugh.
catapulted. I mean, like without Scary Movie, we wouldn't have Anna Faris, who I think is one of the most underappreciated comedic actors of our time.
Hmm.
And I mean, like, some of them are a little touch and go, but I enjoy watching them. I like at least one and two. I
Yeah.
think those are probably my favorites. And then as we move along, they got a little further away because they're trying to be topical, but like one and two were hilarious to me.
Hmm.
And it's like, not only did it change the way we saw movies, the way we viewed movies, the way we approached the genre, like in the new millennium, it affected an entirely different genre. And I mean, it's the spider web of is felt everywhere, right? This The spider web of the domino effect goes well beyond the horror genre. And even there, it's just huge. It's just like a bomb was dropped.
Yeah, well, I mean, it really kicked off like a golden age of friends murdering friends slasher horror. Like, that the late '90s was a rich time to be alive. If you were a horror fan, you'd like Scream. I know you did last summer. Disturbing Behavior. Or like there was another Halloween dropped. H2O dropped. Urban Legend, which I fucking love the Urban Legend movies. I mean, I love the first two, and then I haven't seen Bloody Mary, I don't think, but maybe I did. I can't remember. But the first Urban Legend was really, really good, and I swear to God, I had the idea for the second one about 5 years before they made it, but I was 16. What was I gonna do?
I mean, I, I don't know. What were you going to do?
What was I gonna do? Get a lawyer? I mean, come on. It was a good movie. I liked it. But anyway, yeah, but that's what Scream did. It came in and it kicked the door in, and I mean, you got to think like slasher movies in the past, like in the '80s and in the late '70s when they really started becoming prominent. Like what they were was like you look at like Freddy Krueger, he's a nightmare demon. You look at Jason Voorhees, he's a zombie hulking, masked killer. Michael Myers, supernatural killer. Chucky, like you go through all like the big ones in the '80s and the '70s and in the early '90s, and they're all people you didn't know. And I really loved that about Scream because it took the killer and it put them in your house. Like it put them. These are your best friends. Like, could you imagine like one day you're hanging out on the couch with your best friend
It's going to
and
be
they just
Glenn.
fucking stab you in the chest? Like
It's going to be Glenn.
it would have to be Glenn, but I wouldn't want it any other way. You know what I mean? If I was gonna get murdered by a friend, I'd want it to be Glenn.
Oh, for sure. Well, it's precisely how they say in Scream 4, where it's like the movie within the movie
Yeah,
within the movie. It's
that was
precisely
so fucking innovative too when they started doing that in the sequels. I loved that shit.
it's who is it? It's um Chris Kristen Bell. She's saying there's something scary about a guy with a knife, and it's always somebody you know. It's always somebody, for the most part, you've trusted.
Yeah.
So I hesitated bringing this up, but it's very interesting to look back now how Scream is 100% about, and I don't know if he intended it this way, Kevin Williamson, but it's about the fragile male ego.
Oh my god. Like, yeah.
I mean,
The whole
like,
fran the whole franchise pretty much is.
yeah. We do have a couple female killers, but yeah, it's it's this guy who is this perceived slight, and I said it too when we were rewatching it earlier, that has been visited upon him by Sydney's mother because she had an affair with his father and made his mommy leave. killed her, and then like is tormenting her daughter, and then kills her on the anniversary. But like, what about his father? Like,
Yeah.
there's zero repercussions for the father who was half of the affair.
You know, and the
It's
thing
all
for me,
visited upon the women.
the thing for me too is just like, did we need that? Because you could remove the whole like actual Stu motive, but like I remember when I saw it, they're like, it's the '90s. Who needs a motive? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm always like of the mind that if you can make something just be like, I'm a big fan of that kind of horror. And for me, there was a second where I was like, oh, that's a really interesting thought. What if he's just killing these people to do it?
Right. The
And I
motives are
thought that was,
incidental.
yeah, I thought that was so interesting. And then it turned out to be because his mom was, banging his dad and whatever.
But
Uh,
apparently, like for Stu, it was motive. The motive was incidental. But for Billy, no. Billy chose his first victim based on this, which I know that people. I don't want to get too much into the other screams because I want to talk about them individually, much to I'm sure Glenn's chagrin. But I know how some people like shit on 3, that I like that they brought it all the way back to the beginning.
I love 3.
I love that shit.
Yeah, I fucking
3 is
love
one of
3.
my favorites. I
I
want
would
to
put
say
3
I think
above 2. But
I like 3 better than 2 too.
yeah.
What's your order?
Fuck. I'd have to say 1 is number 1. I'd have to say number 2 is when they came back. What is that, 4?
Yeah.
When they brought the
Oh
original
my
cast,
god, it
and
was
like
so
it
fucking
was like the
good.
reunion one.
It
And then
was
I would
literally
say,
it was the reunion movie that everybody should look at as an example. It
yeah,
was done so well.
yeah, really good. So yeah, 1, 4, 3, 2, 5, and 6.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, that's
I'm right
that's
there
how
with
I'd
you.
rank those out. It's just I don't know. The new ones are fine. Like I don't have a real complaint about them. They're acted well. The characters are fun, but it just feels like it's getting a little too meta, and it's like it's the prequel sequel dequel, and you're like, well, why though? Why can't it just be a killer like it was in the beginning? Like why
I
are we
know.
still trying to draw out like you could have had a, a, a copycat and it'd have been fine. One of the
Don't
things that I
digress.
thought, well,
We're
hold
going to
on,
talk about these individually, but okay, carry on.
we are, but what I would have, just so I don't lose the thought, what I got real excited about at the start of Scream 6, if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, this one's a little more recent, uh, was the idea of like a cult of ghost faces. Like they did that in the Child's Play franchise. It pretty much branched out into like there's like a bunch of people murdering on the name in the name of Chucky. It's been done, but I think it's
Which one was
really
that?
fun. Cult of Chucky, I think. Uh, but
That makes sense.
the the thing that really excited me about it was like, oh well, now you have this potential to tell a million stories in the Ghostface franchise. So you have like Scream LA, Scream New York, Scream Toronto, Scream Chicago. And you have this like global event that's happening with a bunch of fucking murderers. Um I don't know what that means. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I was kind of excited for. I was like, oh, this is gonna be really cool. Scream World, I love it. That's great. What was that show about that murder cult? It was on for like 3 seasons. Had to do with a crow.
Shit.
Someone
It
I
was
don't
with
know.
Kevin Bacon, The
Yeah,
Followers
the
or The
following or
Following.
something like that. Yeah, like that kind of vibe. That I would have
That
really
was
dug that
really
vibe
good at the beginning.
instead of this weird, Billy Loomis ghost shit going on. I don't know if I'm into it. I don't think it needs it. I know we're 6 movies in now, and we're gonna greenlight a 7th. Um,
It's already been greenlit.
yeah.
It's already been
So well, then
greenlitten.
it's been green litten, but yeah. So I don't know. You know what? I do have not a complaint, but like a complaint about this movie is the poster. Because on the poster, if you look on the Twitter for Channel 29, it's the first post for this. In the on the poster, the cast poster, not the big Drew Barrymore face one, but the cast poster, um, uh, Billy Loomis has like a mustache, and Dwight doesn't. Dwight's like clean shaven, and Billy Loomis has the mustache. And then in the movie, it's flipped, and I'm like, did they cast David Arquette for Billy Loomis originally, or were they going to have Billy Loomis have a mustache? And someone in production went, no, he's a teenager. He can't have a full mustache. That's going to look ridiculous. He already looks like he's 30. What are we trying to do here? Um, but yeah, that always bugged me about that
I
poster.
was
And I
just
have
thinking
it,
that I
but
never know.
yeah, put it in the someone put it in the Discord or something. It's or we'll put it in the Discord. I don't know. Someone will do it. Anyway,
We'll do it.
so
I
what
was
were you,
just checking out Twitter.
so what like who do you have a favorite character, D, in Scream 1?
Randy.
Randy. Yeah. Well, I think we probably most closely relate to Randy, and that's why we like the twins the best
I
in
love the twins. They
in
are
the
my
in the
they
new generation.
they're my favorites in the new generation for sure.
Scream the next generation. Uh, but
That's hilarious.
but yeah, I mean, I think I'd probably agree with that. It's Randy. I was devastated when they killed Randy off. And what was it? This the
It's
third
too
one or the
soon.
second
It's
one? Did
two.
they
It
take
was the
Randy out?
second one
Two, yeah.
in
That was
college.
that was too soon. I think they regretted it too. I know they needed to kill someone off from the main cast.
Well, that's why they bring him back in video in 3.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have killed Randy off. I don't think I would have done it. But again, that's just me. I'm not Wes Craven. The guy's a genius.
I don't think.
Fucking do him.
Well, he didn't do all. Didn't he only do like the first couple one?
I think he. Well, I mean, the first one, and yeah, maybe he wasn't. I don't know. I'm sure he was an EP, but I don't know how much involvement he had at that point, like a created by kind of vibe. Um, but
It drives me crazy. You type in Scream and it comes up Scream 2022, and I'm like, no.
yeah,
If I'm just typing in Scream, I mean 1996.
nope. Now you get the new one because that's the important one. That's the fresh faces and the young kids doing the TikTok dances to the with a ghost face mask on. Oh my god. Ghostface save us. I really think it was interesting because Ghostface isn't like he's not hyper special. Like the character of Ghostface, though held up against the likes of Freddy Krueger and Leatherface and the like, um, he's not like covered in burns with a crazy glove or wearing a human face mask with a giant chainsaw. Like,
I mean, I went to Party City and bought a costume.
yeah, like it's just a cat in a mask in a Halloween costume with a hunting knife, and that's it. And that's why, like, in the new Scream. Oh, sorry if you had to hear that.
Shit.
My
What?
my
I
head
didn't
was
realize
killing
he
me.
directed Scream 3. He's directed 1 through 4.
Yeah, Death was just saying that in chat. Um, but yeah,
Well
I think
played, Death.
like a lot of respect to the writing and the performance. Because it's not a particularly scary thing to look at. You know what I mean? Like it's not a big scary monster. Like it's a silly mask with a cheap looking, you know, robe that you'd get at, like you said, Party City or the Halloween store. Um, and to be able to elevate that character to the likes of those big names like Freddie and Mike, that's impressive to me, and I think
Yeah.
that's a lot of respect. Wes Craven knocked out two of the most iconic horror figures in history. Like, R.I.P. Wes,
Ugh.
we miss you.
So we went well before all of these other conventions splintered off, like way back when. And yay that they all did, but like there was a Fangoria weekend of horrors that used to happen in LA. And TJ and I went to several of those, and it was great because it was like really intimate. We were able to see screenings of a bunch of movies. We literally ran out to go buy something for Wes Craven to sign because he was sitting and signing something after. I don't even remember what we saw, but we saw like a little snippet of something, and he did a small panel in a room. Used to be at the like, it was like Burbank Hilton or something like that. We ran out, bought a sticker. It was literally all we could find,
Yeah.
and he signed it, and it's somewhere safe. It's packed away. Shocker, because we haven't moved 8,000 times. But like it was such a special time. Like after that, there's no way, or any of these other conventions, that we go to nowadays, there's no way that that would happen, even just for like pure volume of people going to things. And I'm not like complaining, because I am really excited and happy that the community has grown as much as it has for all of these people who used to be in movies in 80s and 90s and whatnot, to be able to help support themselves still with autograph signings or selling merchandise or whatever, because there is such a huge demand now. And I think that Scream is one of those things that helped bring us into the 21st century
Yeah, hard agree
for
with that
horror.
statement. Hard agree with that statement. That's
I didn't intend
super
to bring it
accurate.
full circle, but I
But you
did.
did. Hey, you know what? That's a gold star to you tonight,
Thank
Denise.
you.
You get two
Or
cookies.
or a full bowl of popcorn.
There you go. Just dump it on your head. Do it for the
No,
views.
I'm gonna eat it.
If we hit 100 subscribers, Denise will dump the bowl of popcorn on her head. Oh God. Oh Twitch. Anyway, um, yeah, I think you're right, D. I think it did help usher it, and I know it certainly felt to me, and I might be misremembering, but it felt to me like a seismic shift in the genre had occurred, and nothing came close. Like I know what you did last summer was fun. Don't get it crossed. Like I love that movie and I love the sequel, but it didn't come close to Scream. The Disturbing Behavior was fine. Like the soundtrack was good. I bought that. Uh, I think Urban Legend was probably my favorite after that. I really wanted to dye my hair blue like Joshua Jackson had in that movie. Um,
Do
but
you? I don't
like,
even remember that.
yeah, man, the '90s were a magical time. Giant jeans, like giant pants and colored hair, chain wallets. Fuck, I miss those days. Anyway,
TJ wanted to be Josh Hartnett, and
yeah, Joshua Jack. I wanted to be a Josh. If only my name were Anthony Joshua Rotell.
damn it,
I
we
could
can
have
still
been a
change it.
Josh. Yeah, we
There's
could
still
have.
time for you.
I could have done it at confirmation, but I was forced not
Listen,
to. Anyway, the I think at the end of the day, like to get a movie like Scream made is a feat, because you've got it's a big cast, it's a big movie, having all the secrecy you're gonna need to like get around that, like the twist ending, like that was like one of the other things too, like you don't have, like, because of Scream, because of the that whole like who's the killer mentality that it spun up in the 90s. You have all these fun stories of like, oh yeah, the script for this movie had six different endings written, and like the it was like all the scripts were given out to different cast members, so no one knew who the actual killer was going to be until the movie aired. And like that, I miss that. You know what I mean? Like we like Disney, I guess, and Marvel has like to some extent that kind of shit going on, but it's just not as exciting as like, oh, is this the movie Nev Campbell's character is gonna flip out and murder everybody in the franchise? Like every time they pull the fucking mask off at the end, I'm always waiting for Nev Campbell to be under it and just be like,
I mean, we got
I
it.
finally lost my mind. You know what I mean?
Listen, I think, I mean, and one thing I will say is I understand the need to bring a franchise into present day, get younger stars, because that's where your audience is, a good portion of your audience. Sorry, Dr. Pepper burps. Um, but I think that, I mean, shit, she's still pretty fucking young, right? She still looks great.
Yeah.
And I think that it was very short sighted to not treat her like the pillar of this fucking franchise that she is.
I wonder if it wasn't something like I just made the joke about, like if they were like, Nev, we want you to be the killer in this one, and they're gonna fucking shoot you in the head at the end of the movie, and Sydney's gonna be killed off in that way. I wonder if that wasn't something, and then she was like, well, if that's the case, I want fucking $10 million, and they were like, no, we're not gonna do that. We'll just change the story. Like, I
I
wonder if
suppose
that
that
wasn't the case, because I mean, like, it's an iconic character, and it's a cheap way out, but I could see a studio being like, it's we need to really shock the audience into the next generation of the franchise, and the only way to do that's to kill Sydney.
it's possible, but the narrative is literally that they just weren't giving her what somebody of her position absolutely deserves.
Yeah, it makes me wonder what Courtney Cox got.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Courtney Cox has been a huge part of the franchise, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, like like she said in the previous movie, I'm Sydney fucking Prescott.
Yeah,
She's Sydney fucking Prescott. She is 100 times over. And we've seen this final girl grow and evolve over so many movies in such a way where the one just before this, she's like fucking, she's ready to throw down again.
yeah. I wonder if the new Halloween's borrowed any inspiration from Sidney Prescott for Laurie Strode, who's much more of like a prepper fighter. Because it's you don't see final girls last in a franchise as long as Sidney Prescott has. I don't know if it's ever been done. Nancy got killed off in Nightmare 3. Um, and then they put in Patricia Arquette for a hot minute, and then she was like, I'm not doing any more of these movies. I'm going to go be super famous. And then they swapped her out and killed her character off. Like, it just happens. Even in Halloween, we were told Laurie Strode was dead. So like
Right.
for a character to make it through 5 movies in a horror franchise is pretty impressive. And I really don't see them going any other way than Sydney being the killer or Sydney being the one who gets ganked in the first 5 minutes of the movie. Like, because you're at that point you're telling the same story over and over again. Is someone wants to kill Sydney? Here we go again. She's gonna have to fight to survive. Is this gonna be the
But
time we get her? Like,
that's why they introduced the new characters. But again, you're doing the same thing with the new characters, right?
yeah,
What we need to do, and it doesn't matter though, it probably won't be done because as evidenced by 6, it's making fucking money.
oh yeah,
Like, holy shit. Like, even the merch. Oh my God.
yeah.
I was dying for the merch. I wish that I had an AMC close to us so that I could have gotten those Scream Toppers. I did not know they were at AMC. Those were fucking cool. Those were the coolest cups with little ghost face toppers. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my God. I drink from that every day. But I
Every day.
digress. It's if you truly want to like honor the legacy, you got to do something that we're not fucking expecting.
Yeah,
Like they did in 1996. It blew everybody away.
blew him away.
I mean, we can talk about the end now. So, I mean, what? Okay, fine. Okay, what, Billy? I
So
mean,
we've gone through the movie. There's bodies. Fuck, the Fonz is dead.
an excellent
Rose
kill.
McGowan's head was crushed in a
That was
very unrealistic fashion. There's bodies piling up everywhere in Woodsboro. We don't know what's going on. We get to a house party, and Denise, take it from here.
we've got the rules, right? Randy sets down the rules. What a fun moment too for anybody who's a horror fan.
Yeah.
He's educating a drunken room of teenagers that, the virgin is the one who survives. You can't drink, you can't have sex, you can't do drugs. Don't ever say be right back. And then we go through this cat and mouse game, right? Where Sydney's running around. People are getting murdered left and right. You know, Dewey thinks it's possibly her father because his car's there. And she runs into Stu and is like, oh my God, help. Oh, because she saw Billy, who had gotten stabbed upstairs. He came
Mm.
downstairs. Um, and then Randy comes to the front door and she's like, hey, fucking like, no, I'm sorry. It's Stu and Randy. She's like, fuck you
Yeah.
guys, back off. And then Billy comes stumbling down the stairs, takes the gun from her that she'd pulled off of Dewey, and is like, he says that cute little psycho line.
I
And
fucking hate that line. Oh my God. I hate that line so much.
and talks about the fake blood, right? What is corn syrup?
Yeah,
Oh, the
corn
same blood they
syrup.
use with Carrie,
Mm.
which
Listen, have you ever
that
had fucking corn syrup in your mouth? As someone who's had fake blood in their mouth on many occasions, it's not good. It doesn't taste good.
I know
I
but
would never
he's
be
like,
like,
yum. Also, it splattered
Billy
on her.
Mays.
She's not gonna like it's I mean,
I
I
think
guess
she's
blood can
I
get
mean,
sticky
she's
too. I
panicked
mean, I'm just
at
like,
that point. Yeah, blood can be sticky.
Caro syrup is very sticky.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you just watch your boyfriend get stabbed to death, would you immediately be like, wait,
Listen,
this isn't the right consistency of blood? Something is amiss.
yes, I would. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. And then she tries to run away, then she runs into Stu and she's like, Stu, help. Billy's gone crazy. And then what? Stu's got the voice modulator. What? It's two killers. We have two killers,
Yeah,
folks. Holy shit. What?
did not see it coming.
Did not see that coming. It's not the first movie to ever do two killers
No,
by any stretch of the imagination.
I think we've actually discussed this in a previous episode where we talked about there being another movie made way earlier on than this.
I mean, there's like a movie from the 30s. I think. I think even the I want to say there's an article that referenced what was it, the town that hated sunset or dreaded sunset, that
Mm.
she references in the movie. Like there's a lot of like great Easter eggy references too in this movie, but I digress. Two killers. It was it was not anything that we were expecting. And I think it was also okay, of course that makes sense because holy shit, like how's the killer in so many places when they're killing Casey Becker? But we had been so used to these like supernatural killers. How does he get to them so fast? Wait, wasn't he just in the woods? How is he in the house now too? So I think that's something like that's part of the suspension of disbelief that we would have going into this. Be like, okay, there could be something more than normal going on here.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely because like I think the thing with it being two killers that was most shocking to me and most rewarding to me was like to go back to what I said earlier, like you have this newly minted icon of the horror genre in Ghostface, and you don't have like there's no two Jasons or two Freddys. I mean, yeah, I guess if you look at the movies through the franchise, there was a copycat Jason, and but like like this was two killers playing the same monster, and then other people continued to play the same monster, and the monster became the mask in the costume, and whoever donned it was Ghostface. And I thought that was a really interesting take.
No,
Um,
that's true.
was that you just had this yeah, this world where Ghostface was being embodied by two separate people at the same time. And I
Well, you're
loved it.
100% right. Because even though I was going to say it, and then I was like, no, there have been a million people to play like Michael or Jason, but it's like there have been a million people to play Michael or to play Jason, but anybody can be Ghostface. Any
Mm.
character in that movie can be Ghostface as long as they put their heart into it,
Yeah, well, and that's what it was.
into
That's
killing.
what like because you know who Freddy is. You know Jason's mask is iconic, and Michael Myers' mask, and Leatherface's mask, and Chucky's build, and all that. Like all super iconic, but like you can't peel off Freddy Krueger's face and put it on. You know, like
Right.
anyone, like you said, anyone can be Ghostface, and that's why I really like what they started moving in the direction with the posters. as we went through, where like you've got like multiple characters holding the ghost face mask and teasing the audience that like, yeah, like one of these guys is the killer. Like the killer's on the poster. I think that was actually even some of the marketing in the last one was like the killer's on this poster, and you're like, yeah, well, fucking, of course he is. Like, what do you think? Crazy? Uh,
It's always somebody you know.
it's always somebody you know. Ugh, that shit's scary to me. I don't want to get stabbed in the chest by Glenn.
Yeah, me neither. I
But
just got the chills.
ooh, yeah, it's always somebody. So let's do a quick rundown of the rest of the Scream franchise and just kind of like bring it home that way. Uh, so Scream 2, Sydney goes to college, like
Yes.
you do. What logical next step for a high school senior to go to
You got to
college?
move on from the trauma and the tragedy.
Yeah, tragedy catches up with her. Two Ghostface killers there. What was that? That was Billy's mom, right? And some other dude.
Yeah, some kid that she enrolled in college that she found on like
Fiverr.
a forum. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, like this is what year is that? 97. Holy shit.
Scream
Only a
was
year later.
huge.
See how much it
Yeah.
grossed.
So he, they do their thing. They've got their reason. You killed my son, and I want to be a killer. And move on to Scream 3, which takes us to the back lot of the Stab franchise, which is the movie within the movie, about the movie
I
that you're
love
watching.
3.
I love 3.
I love 3 so much.
And give us the quick, like 30-second recap on 3, dude.
Oh boy. Okay. So Sydney is in hiding because she's terrified because she's been, chased around so much. And they are making Stab 3, I think, at this point, because they've made a couple of movies off of Gail Weathers' book. Murders start happening on the set, pull her out of hiding. Dewey is, he's actually left Woodsboro and is working with one of the actors on the movie. So it brings our cast back together, and it ends up being, and this is where we bring it back. Okay, spoiler, mega spoiler. If you haven't seen any of these,
Put it in.
we discover. I'm just gonna wait until that goes in. Oh yeah,
Spoiler.
Timothy Oliphant. I love Timothy Oliphant. Part 2. It ends up being that the guy is taking credit for the murder of her mom. Like all of these clues are being left of Sydney's mom, Maureen Prescott, when she was younger. Turned out she was an actress, and she got raped at a. We should have put a trigger warning. Sorry. She went to this big Hollywood party, had a child, gave him up for adoption, and when he went to go find her, she said, "This person does not exist anymore. I'm now Maureen Prescott. This other person is dead." So he decides, I don't know how, honestly, he hooks up with Billy and Stu. Like he's following her and he discovers that she's having an affair with Billy's father. So he is the impetus that's that moves Billy forward with his plan, Billy and Stu. He showed Billy that this is why your mom left. And it turns out he's the director of Stab 3, Roman Bridger. And now he wants, like, he's a little pissed off that Sydney, I guess, is getting attention or whatever. And you said keep it short, but I didn't, because that's what I do. And there we go. It's the only movie where there's one killer.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. That is, I like the family tie in there. I thought that was pretty good.
I love that they brought it back around. Like, hey, this is what happened, and the way they explained it was not, it was a good tie-in. It was a good, tie up of the story line.
Yeah, and then we get into Scream 4, where we're back in Woodsboro. We've got a fresh crop of teens led by Sidney Prescott's niece.
Her cousin, actually.
Her cousin, something, a family member.
It's because this is Maureen's sister's kid.
Yeah, her cousin. And I really like this one a lot because not only do we get back, it's been 10 years or whatever it's been since the last one. It's been a minute. The franchise is back. The nostalgia is back. They handle it with kid gloves. And, it feels like a true honoring of the original movie. Like, because it is thematically a lot the same. It's a, fucking, you got your Randy characters and you got your, everything. But, I just really like it. It just feels like it feels like the right way to tell that story to bring us back into the franchise. And then in the end, you've got another really great twist, and you kind of get your Sydney as the killer moment with Emma Roberts, Sydney's cousin, as the killer, and Kieran Culkin, I think that is, as the other one.
Is that Kieran? I think that's Rory, maybe.
Rory Culkin, maybe, yeah.
So the thing about this one that I loved is that they brought it into present day. They made it current in such a great way. Like we've got a young cast, but it still involved everybody else.
Yeah.
And it was 11 years later, and everybody was, I was like, we went to what, Century City to go see it. We met up with friends from college.
Yeah, that we watched the other movies with.
I mean, like it was such a big deal, and it was something that the fans were waiting for, and it was done fucking perfectly. It was so satisfying.
Yeah, it really scratched every itch you could have wanted scratched. And then we get to Scream 5, which I didn't hate. I liked it. I really like Quaid, Jack Quaid. I think he's an incredible actor. Do you remember much about Scream 5? Because to be honest, it's once we got past Scream 4, I've only seen those movies once.
So 5 is our young Jenna Ortega or Wednesday Addams. It's that interesting. Okay, it's bringing it like even more current with technology, how you can lock and unlock your doors on an app. And there's that terrifying moment. So she gets attacked. Her sister gets called back to Woodsboro because she's moved away. They have a strained, strenuous like relationship. We end up finding out that her older sister is only her half sister, and that she left after she found out that her mother got knocked up by Billy Loomis in high school. And when she found out, her father found out, and that's why her father left. So she started acting out when she was younger, and then she kind of left Woodsboro. So her sister doesn't know this, nor does she know why she left. She just knows that she was like left behind. And so there's a lot of that drama. It's always somebody you know. It ends up being two fucking wackaloons who decided to bond over their obsession of the saga within Woodsboro, this Billy Loomis Stumacher serial killer saga. They hooked up, and it's actually the older sister's boyfriend, who's Jack Quaid, and the younger sister's best friend, because she got obsessed with it when her family bought Stumacher's house.
It's so interesting, how they keep finding ways to get the mask on people and to go after Sidney Prescott in some way.
In all honesty, with all of them, kudos to them for finding new and interesting ways to do that.
Certainly.
Some hit better than others.
And then some are number 6, which again, I don't hate, but I gotta be real honest with you. I like it the least because it's just not like it really, a lot of it
so
really.
Now we don't have to. So now you just took away all my other 6 shows about Screams 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Listen, we can go in depth with them.
The trailer killed me. I'm sorry. Carry
Yeah,
on.
you know, there was a lot of jokes around about like Jason Takes Manhattan,
I know
and
it always goes to shit. It jumps the shark when they go to New York.
yeah, and you're just like, well, because it's like at that point we're
And that
so
brings us back
far
to Scream.
away, yeah,
Sorry, it was
from
Fonzie jumping the shark.
yeah, yeah, there you go. Yeah, it just brings us so far away from the source that you could have removed Ghostface from that movie and it would have been the same movie. Like you
He
could
was
have,
just like another serial
it
killer.
was just another serial killer at that point. And then the ending felt very for like three killers. And you're like, three killers? Did they multiply every three movies? Like it just felt like, it felt really weird. The ending wasn't satisfying to me at all. And this weird, like, are they trying to make her an anti-hero? Like she's like, I
It was
smoke
like,
cigarettes and I'm the daughter of a serial killer. Like, you know,
oh, I totally forgot to mention in five, she's having like issues. I don't know if it's like a psychotic break, but she sees Billy talking to her and trying to convince her, this is what TJ is referring
yeah.
to be like him, maybe.
And then in the end, it's being like him that saves her because she fucking murks the dude. Uh, but yeah, like, and then Hayden
She
Panettiere's
freaking
back,
marks the
and
dude in like five too. So
I was excited that Hayden Panettiere was back, but I hated who she was in it.
I wasn't jazzed about
She's
her
like,
character either.
I'm an FBI agent now, and you're like, why? Because we needed a reason for me to have a gun. Okay, like that, like that's what it felt like. I just, I wasn't a huge fan about that
It
piece.
was the shotgun in the bodega that killed me.
That was what really bothered me, because again, like the simplicity of Freddy's claws. Jason used a menagerie of weapons, but they were accessible via the campsite. Michael
Jason was more like a
Myers.
found weapon kind of
Yeah,
guy.
Michael Myers had a couple things, but iconic, like Jason, iconic machete. Michael Myers, iconic butcher knife. In
Was it a butcher knife or a
Ghostface,
chef's knife?
whatever the big triangle knife is. I don't cook. Uh, but the hunting knife of Ghostface is iconic. It'd be like all of a sudden being like, and then Freddy Krueger shot someone, and you're like, well, why? He has a dope claw hand that he kills people with. Why did he
Yeah.
need a shotgun? And it's like, cause it's cool. And that's what it felt like. You know what I mean? And I like when and I get it. Like movies are supposed to be cool. Like they're supposed to be entertainment. But I feel like you earn that cool and you earn that like moment more when it's organic and when it doesn't feel like it's just in there to be in there. Like I think it would have been much more badass if you just like unloaded all the shells and then hit the guy in the head with it and then stabbed him a bunch of times. You know
I
what I mean?
mean,
Because like
he knocks Dewey out with the handle of a hunting knife in three.
yeah, it's a solid weapon for a iconic killer, and I hate the fucking shotgun in the bodega.
It didn't feel genuine. Is
No,
I think the issue.
no, it didn't. But that's it. That's the Scream franchise in a nutshell. There, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And what's your? I think like we've gone through the first one. We talked about the other. What is it? 5. And I think the last question to end the night on, Denise, is a very simple one, and it's uh, what's your favorite scary movie?
I would be so screwed because I can't answer that.
Dead.
I mean, like, and actually would probably be you. You'd be tied to the chair outside. I'd be like,
Oh
I
yeah.
can't answer that.
Although to
I
be
can
honest,
answer
he's
some
gonna have a
trivia.
hell of a time getting through my fat ass gut, man. It's gonna. I'm like, the dude from Juice, the fat dude from Juice, man. He gets shot in the gut. He survives because he's got a big belly. That's how he'd be like, ha ha, he's dead, and I'd be like, no, you just my hernia, and he'd be like, oh shit, like stabbing him. He's like, I can't get through, like a knife breaks off. Um,
It's strategy.
yeah, it's that's what it all is. That's all it is.
Show.
But yeah, Denise, thanks for picking Scream. I love this movie so much. It has such a
Me
deep
too.
place in my heart, and it was so much fun talking to you about it. And thanks everybody in chat for hanging out with us tonight. Dee, tell the folks at home where they can find you on the internet.
Sometimes I'm Denise Pantoja, and sometimes I'm the Demogorgon. So check it out. Um, yeah.
Yeah, and
You?
I'm TJ Rotell in the chat, all the stuff there. Oh Mo, that's a really cool emote. I really like that. Um, but the yeah, Geeky Teach at Geeky Teach everywhere. That's the new public facing internet personality accounts. Um, yeah, we've got some cool stuff coming up. Fractured Roll tomorrow night. We're getting down to it. Denise and I
Oh my God.
playing D&D with our friends, the Battle
We're so
Beatles,
close to the
over on
end.
Fractured Roll. Only got a few episodes left. So if you've been playing along, strap in. We're about to go toe to toe with
And
Tiamat. So
and join in, because
join in. We've got some
it's
big
just a few more.
surprises. It's going to be a fun last ride here in these next few weeks. So, and then of course we bonus round. We'll popping that in when we can. And finally, if you weren't here for the last bonus round, big surprise is this show is cursed, coming back for a new run
Oh.
of monthly installments. We're going to be kicking that off soon, probably here in May, where Davis Saunders and I are cursed to talk about all things D&D. And our first episode back is going to be covering the new D&D movie Honor Among Thieves. So very excited to be back with Davis. I know he's stoked to be back with the 29ers as well. So stay tuned for that. Pay attention to the socials. That's where all that stuff will come out. And we'll see you in the Discord, hanging out in there. Yeah, we're gonna go visit our friends over at Art Hard. Now they're playing some Weed D&D at their new studio in Vegas. So stick around if you
Ooh.
want to watch some really fun D&D. And if you happen to, love D&D and weed, then this is the show for you. Yeah, thank you all so much. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out and sticking with us. We will see you soon. And until that time, don't forget the rules to survive in horror. They're very important, and they could save your life one day. So the most important one of all, though, don't forget it. Whatever you do is